since I played junior. Look, the Wizards, they took care of business tonight against the Hornets. It took them a half, but they started to play some defense in the third quarter. Look what it did for them, right? Started to get some stops, got out and ran a little bit. Kristaps Porzingis had a huge third quarter. Had 18 points in the third, which, the 18 points is great. I was more concerned or impressed with just giving up 15 points in the quarter. We've seen this team at times struggle to defend. It's kind of what the top team. Right, what you see?
Yeah, man, that third quarter, that was game right there. Porzingis super aggressive, super confident. What is what we know he's capable of, and then just the team overall defense in general. That was able to give them momentum they needed to put their foot on the gas and take control of this game. The first half was a back and forth affair. Neither team really asserting themselves. But yeah, the Wizards came out the locker room at halftime ready to go. And imagine that if a guy's white hot, you keep giving him the ball. Who would think that would work? Then like you mentioned, they were able to play some defense and get some easy ones. On top of what Porzingis was doing in the half court. So yeah, man, it's just good to see him put it together. Even though it took them a while, but once they kind of found their footing and found their rhythm, it was a done deal. Denny had a great game, man. He's been steadily improving over the last couple of weeks or so. So it's good to see him to continue that that upper progression. This might be the most aggressive I might have ever seen him since he's been on the Wizards. He was going to the basket strong, cutting off the ball, decisive, knocking down open shots. Yeah, 13 rebounds. He had a solid game, man. And and this is a team that's been giving them issues all year. And they finally had a decisive win. So yeah, man, it's like I always say, it's always good to put one in the W column, and they need every one of them now. So yeah, man, good win. Hopefully it carries over.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Is it wanted to be another one of those isolated cases where, yeah, it's a good win, and you fail to show up against Indiana in a couple of days, and this means nothing. And like you said, I think the two players that stood out the most for watching, obviously, KP with that huge second half, but Danny's continued to. Yeah, I'm not so worried about the points as far as feel like he's grown more in his role. It feels like even more so he's and by being a little bit more consistent, right? Being a little bit more assertive. Seems like he's been getting a little bit more rope to be a facilitator on the floor. It seems like some of the vets are trusting him a little bit more to let him do just that, right? I know there in this game we saw stretches where he was bringing the rock up and nobody was running over him immediately to like come off the ball. It's more so, hey, create. We trust you to do what it is that you do. And I thought he did a great job on the glass because, the KP ended up with 9 boards, but especially in the first half, Eddie was handling the glass, and then you had that portion of the game when Gaff was out. No cools. So again, we talked about at times, if KP's off the court, there's no Gaff. So those players left on the roster that are in the rotation are typically Denny and Cools. 13 boards is 13 boards. I know he didn't have the assist he typically has, but again, it's not always about the box score, right? There was a lot of hockey assists tonight. I thought he did a decent job on Rozier, at least to bother him enough, because we've seen Terry go nuts against this group before, and it didn't feel like one of those Hornets nights where one of their guys ever truly got off. Honestly, it was just what was annoying, at least to me, was that it took a half to start really locking down, like to lock in on the defensive end. Then when they did it, you give up 15 points and you go. That was irritating part to me. However, you are what your record is. If they were far more consistent with it, then they'd be a couple games over 500. So it is what it is. Player of the game, even though I think I kind of know where you're going with this. But
Yeah, KP, man. That third quarter run. Yeah, he just put their lights out.
yeah, shocker, no argument for me. 8 threes on the night. I like that he was. I like that it felt like he was actually a deterrent a little bit on the
Hmm.
defensive end tonight. At times, it probably had something to do with Mark Williams tried to game on him a couple times. A couple people tried. So sometimes self-preservation does that kind of triggers little something in you. So that was good to see. But we got X Factor. I think I'm gonna jump out there. It was Denny for me. I'll be shocked if you have another person.
Yeah, Denny for sure.
All right, well, that's great. It was a great conversation we just had. I know that was tough for us to identify those two players, right? I think we only got one comment right now from Jalad Zelzer. Appreciate you providing the comment. He said KP and Denny were rocking it. Hey, it was a good night from those two. You saw Brad. I think Brad finished with 10 assists. Uh, and again, the biggest thing, what you said earlier, when somebody has it going, kind of just fall back, stay out the way, and feed them. We've seen them not do that at times when KP's gotten off the starts. The decent starts, but all in all, man, it was a good win. Just I didn't like the fact that you didn't play defense for a half, like a legit half, and the part that's annoying is like it's a stark contrast when y'all lock in on that end versus just that's the part. It's one thing is like sometimes like just good defensive teams they can be a little lax, but they're still like their bad is solid or average. Like
Hmm.
their bad was just it was crazy. They were just letting Charlotte run like literally just get back. Then the second half they got back a little bit on defense, and who knew? You get back, move your feet a little bit, and not foul. You won the quarter 27-15 with KP outscored Charlotte 18-15 in the third. Um, so that's one of the reasons we had them play the game. I'll give you guys just a minute or so for some other comments. Outside of that, they got Halliburton, Healed, and Turner coming in here on Saturday. If there's no further moves, uh, you know, trade deadline's officially tomorrow. So we'll see what ends up happening. Um, until it's all the way until it hits the final buzzer and then some tomorrow. But as of right now, you got a Patience team who's they haven't had many issues with you this year, and you need wins. So we'll see how things go. And it was good to see Gaff return. I was worried for a little bit when he left the game, the ankle, because we know what the depth looks like behind him. But look, it looks like we don't have any other comments. We appreciate you all that have tuned in. And look, we'll see you guys Saturday, man. Y'all have a great evening.